hello, namaskar, and a very warm welcome to this video where we'll be talking about engineering as a career option with me, Aditya Bose, as your career coach from Toprankers. So, today we'll be talking about quite a few topics here in engineering. What is engineering? Your career coach for engineering, which is me. Why do I qualify as a good career coach for engineering? Are you suitable to choose engineering in the first place? What is the first step to get into engineering as a class ninth, 10th, 11th, or a 12th student? In school, of course. What are the entrance exams that you need to give to become an engineer? What are the possible branches of engineering that you can join? What are the engineering institutes, their ranking, their fees? How can you measure the return on investment in engineering as a career? What is the college life like in engineering? What are the placement opportunities in engineering? The ideal career pathway as an engineer, like what is the career progression? And finally, the career progression in engineering. So let's go ahead. I'll maybe remove the marks that I have made one by one. And here we go. First up, what is engineering? So, engineering is basically any problem that you solve through a particular system that can continue to serve the humans. As an example, so if you talk about bridges, if you talk about computer software, if you talk about machines, their creation and their maintenance, everything is a result of engineering. So, using your knowledge of subjects like science, subjects like maths, understanding of technology, combining it, innovating, solving a problem in a unique way that continues as a system to solve problems for humans. As an example, YouTube is a result of engineering, is a result of software engineering, is a result of app development. Similarly, if you talk about any machine, whether that's a camera, a computer, a car, all of these are results of engineering. So if you can use and combine your abilities in science, maths, technology to create a system that can continue solving problems for humans, that is called engineering. Simple as that. Of course, we won't spend too much time on the definition, otherwise it will become like a little boring and I don't want you to just be stuck on the theoretical stuff. So moving forward, what is an example of this? So of course I told about a bridge, creating new software, inventing a medical device. Even medical devices are examples of engineering. Moving forward, your career coach for engineering. So, why am I qualified to help you with engineering as a stream? Two things. I myself studied engineering, so I have a Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology. I graduated in 2017 from Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, IIEST. A lot of times when I say the college's name, many people think that my college was in Thiruvananthapuram. That is a different IIST. So mine was Engineering, Science and Technology. It's an institute of national importance, falls under the NIT Act. And I had the good fortune of pursuing engineering in information technology from 2013 to 2017 from there. Now, just to clarify one small doubt, many people might have that Aditya, in the previous videos that we have seen of you, I'm hoping that some of you have already seen some of my videos. And if you have not, also you can continue to hear the story. It will give you some context. So you might think that Aditya, you have always shown us a side where you went into engineering, you did not like it. Actually, that's true. I did not like engineering very much. And I shifted my career path from engineering to entrepreneurship in education, which is currently what I'm doing. So, are you a good ambassador for engineering? Are you somebody who can motivate us to pursue engineering, or do you have a bias towards it, which is negative? Will you discourage us from pursue engineering? The answer is no. I have been an engineer, even if as a student. I got my placement. I still retain some of the knowledge I got from it. Of course, I cannot claim that I got a lot of knowledge from it. I could have studied much more if I had interest. But the kind of, I would say, career option that it is, I have no problem with the career option as such, right? And no career coach in this country or in this world will ever tell you that engineering is a bad career option. It is an amazing career option. When I say it, I'm not trying to be politically correct. I genuinely mean it. It is an amazing career option. But every amazing career option is not for every amazing person. So, like that, I believe that I'm an amazing person. Of course, you can tell me better what your opinion is. But for me, engineering was not an amazing career option for me as a person. But in general, engineering is an amazing career option. Similarly, let's say educational entrepreneurship, amazing career option that this amazing person is following, is pursuing. But let's say that career option might not be as amazing for you. Every person has a career option cut out for them, which they will pursue for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and maybe for even their life. That career option has to be a perfect fit for your interests, your career preferences, your abilities, and your personality type. Something that we test through different types of psychometric tests. We discuss with you, we give you exploration assignments to find that out. But that does not mean that a career option which I pursued, I did not find my passion in, is a bad career option. It's just a career option which was amazing, which I did not find my passion in. So, long story cut short, I will be a very good ambassador for engineering and for any career option that is amazing in its own right, which engineering also is. Plus, I have some insider information as an engineering student, who has been in college, who has studied different aspects of engineering. I can really give you that inside view into it. Hence, I think I qualify as a good career coach in engineering. This is a photo of me being an entrepreneurship development club of my college, which is something I later on pursued. And this is a photo of me appearing for a competition at IIT Guwahati, which is another engineering college. Moving forward, are you suitable to choose engineering? So, as a class 8 to class 12 student, or as a parent who's watching this, for your child, is he or she suitable to choose engineering? What are the factors that you should see before even exploring engineering as a career option? So, let us understand interests. So, I'll come this side. Yeah, interests. What are the interests one should have? I mentioned interests, career preferences, abilities, and personality type. Now, of course, your career preference has to be engineering if you want to pursue or even explore engineering as a career option. So, one of your career preferences must end up as engineering. But what are the interests that you should have? So, in terms of subjects, you should have an interest in maths, science, and English. Now, you must be thinking, why English? Because English is an official language which I am also communicating with you in. क्या मैं हिंदी में नहीं बात कर सकता? मैं बिल्कुल कर सकता हूँ. I also have my mother tongue Bengali, or Bangla rather, not Bengali. I am a Bengali who speaks Bangla. Coming back, um, English is a language which most of official communication inside of India and outside of India happens in. Of course, you might have some colleagues with whom you can talk in Hindi, but India has so many different zones, so many different languages that one common point connecting us is either Hindi or English. I think you should know both. So, of course, you should know English, and of course, you should know Hindi. I've written English categorically because Hindi is something that by default I'm expecting you will know. 43% of India speaks Hindi. The number is increasing. So, pretty confident there, but not a lot of India speaks English. At the same time, at the top level, you all know the official language of communication in the industry is English. So you need to have good communication skills, both listening wise, talking wise, and writing wise, so that you can communicate as a leader, eventually, what you will become perfectly or well with your colleagues, with your teammates. That establishment of an effective communication channel will happen when you are good at English and Hindi both, along with, of course, your mother tongue, which you can use in your state, at home, and of course, maths and science, because just you saw the definition of engineering. Yeah, here it is. Using your knowledge of science, maths, and technology. So, science and maths are subjects that till 10th you need to be really good at, you need to be really interested in. So, interest wise, you need to be there. Now, your interest should also be in tech. Tech like gadgets, robotics. These things are very good indicators of your initial interest in the field of engineering. Computer science, structures, etc. Then, your abilities. What should you be good at? So, interest is what do you love doing, or what are you liking as of now as an activity? So, we have listed that down. Abilities is what you're good at. Now, what should you be good at in terms of engineering? So, again, the subjects of maths and science you should be good at, English you should be good at as a channel of communication. At a core level, what are the skills you should be good at? Let's discuss that. So, you should be good at critical thinking and problem solving. What is that? Your ability to come across a new problem and your ability to solve that problem. Coming up with a stepwise procedure that if you tell me that stepwise procedure for the same type of problem, I am also able to eventually solve it through your communication and through your help in terms of teaching me that process. Now, understand this. A lot of times, these social media influencers, a lot of these people who are not pursuing engineering as such, they'll come up with random questions like, oh, where is trigonometry being of use to me? Where am I using sin x by cos x? Buddy, you're an influencer. But there are career options apart from meme page admins and influencers as well. And there are core career options in science and technology, like engineering, like medical science, like psychology, like even in, let's say, the field of intersection of humanities and science law. So many career options where you require a license, you require proper theoretical knowledge of subjects, you require proper lab work or demos, moot courts in law, let's say, and you require proper work experience to be able to do anything of repute in that field. If you're passionate about such fields, and if you're good at certain skills like this, it will be of great use to you. So, subjects like maths, something that I was discussing just now, that how is trigonometry of use to you? How is integration of use to you? As a computer scientist, are you going to use integration for a long time? The answer is maybe no. Most of the computer scientists never look back at integration, differentiation, or complex calculus or complex maths again. But that ability to solve complex problems is something that maths builds in you. It's like a brain gym. So the way maybe today I do 10 push-ups, but if I keep doing 10 push-ups for 100 days in a row, tomorrow I think I'll be able to do an 11th, maybe even 20th, maybe even 30th, who knows? Depends on my body type and my diet and my sleep. But I'll be able to do more. If I'm able to do 10 every day till 100 days consecutively, my ability will increase because my muscle will grow. My triceps, my biceps, whatever muscles are engaged in doing that push up will grow. Similarly, whatever muscles are engaged in critical thinking and problem solving of the brain, of course, brain is not essentially, it does not biologically work like that. I'm giving you a metaphor. But yes, that muscle in your brain will develop. I hope you're able to relate to what I'm trying to say. So, your critical thinking and problem solving is your ability to solve a new problem. Then, your creativity, your ability to come up with a new solution, your ability to think of things in a different way than most of the others think. When that creativity converts into innovation, that is when real engineering happens. You're able to solve an already established problem in a way that nobody else is doing, or in a better way. In some cases, you're even able to solve a problem that nobody else was being able to solve till now. Most of the inventions have happened this way only. Whether you talk about the television, whether you talk about the computer, the internet, all of these innovations, inventions have happened fundamentally. People could solve problems that had never been solved. So, this is a mixture of creativity, critical thinking, and innovation. Maths, science, these subjects build that muscle in your brain, metaphorically, but they do. So whenever next some random influencer or some random guy on the street says, "Oh, how am I using trigonometry?" do tell him or her this, that it does help in developing our understanding of solving new problems. It helps train our mind like that. So not all that bad, right? Then we come to communication. Of course, I'm communicating something with you. As a leader, as a manager, as an engineer, you always need to keep communicating what you need and what you want to get done, what you can do with people, right? So all these types of communication, I would really suggest, because a lot of people done this propaganda that they will say, don't learn English. Isn't knowing our mother tongue enough? The Japanese speak their own mother tongue. The Russians speak their own mother tongue. Well, guys, let's adjust to the reality of the situation. In India, the official language of communication is mostly in English, right? Let us be open to learning new languages. So let us learn English, spoken, written both. Let us learn Hindi, spoken, written both. And let us learn our mother tongue, spoken, written both. All of these will be of use to us in different times. If we learn English, if we learn Hindi, it does not remove the fact that we, you um, know our mother tongue. It just adds to our current repository. So communication, and it's not just about knowing a language or having a strong vocabulary, also knowing what to say, when, how much, all of these things. Then you talk about collaboration. Of course, communication is instantly accompanied by collaboration. Your ability to, work with a team of people, different people with complementary skills who bring a different lens to solving that same problem. People from different cultural backgrounds, and these are all skills that will be of use to you in different career options as well. So none of these skills are like that where I would say that they're not of use in other career options. Each one of these skills is of great use in all career options. But yeah, here there is specific application. Hence, I'm talking about them. And finally, perseverance. Whenever you are creating something new, you're trying to solve a problem which hasn't been solved very well till now, or which is difficult to solve, let's say that, you'll fail multiple times in the process. When you fail, your mood gets spoiled. Just to give you an example, at the beginning of this video, you saw me struggling a little with the tech glitch. Now, that failure, even however minor it does frustrate you a little. It does make you question your ability, or it does make you question whether God is with me right now or not, whether this thing will get implemented or not, what I'm trying to do. But at that time, you have to be immensely perseverant, right? You have to stick through, you have to keep trying, and you have to keep trying with the same positivity that you started with. If you don't try to solve something with positivity, there's very little chance that that thing will actually get solved, right? So perseverance is also very important. All of these skills, by the way, are very easily transferable to other job roles. So that's also a plus point here. And personality. You require traits like curiosity, inquisitiveness, your ability to ask a lot of questions, questions about how things work, how things exist. How can you solve this particular problem? What is something that you're not doing well right now? All of these questions will help you reach much closer to the solution. And even if a solution is established, to a better solution. Then your ability to be hands-on with the thing that you're doing. So a lot of times, as an engineer, you cannot just tell people what to do. That you do this, you do this. If you don't know how to do it yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to explain it to somebody how to do it. So maybe at a lot of stretches, you'll have to actually get involved in solving that problem. So if you're building a bridge, sometimes you'll have to put your hands to some certain things. If you are, of course, I speak out of lack of my civil engineering knowledge, but I hope you get the metaphor. If you're building software, something I'm much closer to, so then you might have to write a bit of code yourself, even if you're leading the team. So it's your ability to be hands-on that gives your team a lot of confidence. If you have a team with you, if you're alone, of course you'll have to be hands-on. Then your ability to take initiative, more responsibility for solving a problem, responsibility for failing if you're doing that for a while, and responsibility for succeeding from this journey of constant failures. So kind of mixes up with perseverance. And finally, meticulous, as in your ability to give attention to detail. With the changing of what little thing, something can go massively wrong, right? How does even a small solution at a large scale accumulate to save you a lot of money or to earn you a lot of money in terms of a particular solution? So Toyota has this great example that, just maybe by cutting off a few inches, or not even inches, I would say, maybe micrometers or like a very small unit of, measurement of the nail, they could multiply that effect to tons and tons of, scrap metal being reduced. So that saved the company a lot of money and a lot of waste management effort as well. At a large scale, whenever you are giving attention to detail, even at a small scale, a better solution develops. And that is a very essential personality trait in an engineer. Maybe I'll just remove all these small marks that I have made. Yeah. And I think now we can go forward. Okay. What is the first step to get into engineering? Maybe I'll come this side. Yeah. So the traditional step to get into engineering is through schooling. Now, how do you do that? You take up physics, chemistry, and maths, everybody knows, after class 10th. So in 11th and 12th, you study with physics, chemistry, and maths. These three subjects are compulsory. There has been a lot of news about maybe, a lot of exams will eventually start accepting people who don't take up these subjects in 11th and 12th. But all of this is still being discussed under policy. Till now, there has been no rule as of March 2024, I speak. The fact that physics, chemistry, and maths are still a very essential part of the eligibility criteria for any engineering entrance exam after class 12th. So you take these three subjects up. After this, you can take up English, Hindi, whatever language subject you want to take up. And alongside, you can take up another engineering subject, like let's say engineering drawing, computer science, like that. Or you can take up any other subject as well, like physical education, geology, biology, any other subject which you feel you're interested in and can help you in any way later on in career, whether skill wise, mental development wise, or actual subject mapping wise. So let us say if you want to do biotechnology, then biology might be a very good choice. If you want to do BSc integrated physics, then you have already taken up physics, so you can take up any other subject. Um, if you want to do mechanical engineering, then you might want to take up engineering drawing because it's an essential subject there. If you want to do information technology or computer science, then you might as well take up informatics practices or computer science in your class 11th and 12th. So your fifth subject depends upon how you want to map it either to your career or to a certain skill that you want to build later or to an interest that you have to just study that subject for the sake of fun. Either way works. But yeah, I think four subjects are mostly pre-decided: physics, chemistry, maths, and English. If you don't take up English, you can take up Hindi or any other language subject as well. Class 11th and 12th. Another way is through diploma. So how through diploma? Um, After class 10th, what you can do is you can directly do a diploma. So either you do it in, after graduating class 10th, you can do it after class 11th, 12th, whenever. So totally depends upon you. Minimum is class 10th, right? After that, you give different state exams. Whichever state you belong to, you can give that exam to enter the polytechnic colleges. You do a 3-year diploma from there in whichever department, mechanical, civil, IT. I'm going to talk about these departments in the next segment. And after that, as I have written, in class 10th, 11th, or 12th, whenever you want to, you can switch to a diploma. After class 10th, of course, not in class 10th, after class 10th. And after doing that diploma, you can, if you want to do a degree, gain lateral entry from the second year of engineering college into a particular engineering college, which you can give the exam for. Lateral entry seats are little few as compared to the fresh admission seats, but they are there in most of the colleges, even the IITs and NITs for that matter. So you can gain lateral entry, and then from second year onwards, you can do third year, fourth year, and graduate with a Bachelor of Engineering or a Bachelor of Technology. For that, you don't need to take up science in class 11th and 12th because you've already studied up a diploma in engineering. So they will teach you all the science that you need. And after the third year of the diploma, you can enter from the second year onwards of a Bachelor of Engineering or a Bachelor of Technology degree. And it has to be in the same stream that you did the diploma in. So let's say if you did a diploma in civil engineering, you cannot gain a lateral entry in information technology. Then you'll have to gain the lateral entry in civil engineering only. If you want to do information technology, then you'll have to start from the beginning, take physics and chemistry and maths in class 11th and 12th, and then apply for the exam. Okay, moving on to the next segment. What are the entrance exams in engineering? So I'll talk about the national entrance exams and the state entrance exams and then the private college entrance exams. So the national entrance exams are JEE Main and JEE Advanced. Everybody knows. So JEE Main is for all the NITs, all the triple ITs, all the government funded technical institutes, as well as many of the private institutes, different state universities also accept JEE Main scores. So JEE Main is the biggest exam in engineering across the country after class 12th. Then if you clear JEE Main, then you can give JEE Advanced, which is for Indian Institutes of Technology across the country. In terms of state, we have Andhra Pradesh EAMCET, we have Maharashtra Common Entrance Test. We have West Bengal Joint Entrance Exam. We have Karnataka Common Entrance Exam, KCET. For UP, we have UPSCE, which is Uttar Pradesh. And for Gujarat, we have Gujarat CET. So these are all state entrance exams. We have one state entrance exam for almost each state in terms of engineering. They're different colleges, and accordingly, you can qualify. Yeah. Now, let me talk about private engineering college exams. So we have for VIT Vellore and all its other campuses, VIT Triple E. It's one of the best private engineering colleges in the country. Then we have BITS Pilani. BITS Pilani has multiple campuses. It has one in Rajasthan, it has one in Goa, one in Hyderabad. For all of them, we have BITSAT, a very high scoring examination, but if you clear it, it offers direct entry into BITS Pilani, which is an amazing private college with great placements, of course. Then we have in Karnataka, there's an exam called Comet K UJET, which you can give if you want to gain admission into its private colleges and their whole consortium you want to gain access to. It has some great colleges, so you can also attempt this examination. For SRM Chennai and all its other branches, you can accept or other attempt, not accept SRM JEEE. And finally, you can attempt Manipal entrance test for Manipal University. It's all branches across the country. These are some of the best private engineering examinations you can give. So till now, I have listed down 1, 2, 6, and 5. 13 entrance examinations that you can possibly fill the forms of. I think more than enough. Of course, I'm not suggesting that you fill all these entrance exam forms, so you can fill your own state entrance. One or two more state entrances where you feel that there are some really good colleges and you are open to attending them as well, because you'll see in every state university college, the batchmates that you'll get will be heavily from that state and the nearby states. So, like if you give West Bengal joint entrance exam, which is something that I gave, you'll find a lot of Bengali batchmates, a lot of batchmates from Bihar and nearby states, the eastern states, maybe even from countries like Bhutan. If you are in, let's say, IPU CET, if you are in Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, you'll find a lot of North Indians there by design. So every college has, which is more of a state university, will have most of the batchmates from that state. Okay. So you'll have to be very open and flexible in terms of adjusting with people from different states, different culture viewpoints. So yeah, I would suggest that every student can give these two exams for sure, JEE Main and JEE Advanced, if you qualify for JEE Advanced, that is. Your own state's entrance exam. So for me, that would be West Bengal joint entrance exam. And since I am also a resident of Delhi, I would give IPU CET. Um, and I think maybe UPSCE because UP is closer. Karnataka is a good state for engineering, so maybe KCET as well. And then I'll also give Comet K UJET, BITSAT, VIT Triple E, SRM JEEE. That's it. So that would be my choice. Similarly, you can make your choice based on your school percentage, based on your probability to clear the topmost examinations like this, and accordingly you can choose. Yeah, I'll just remove the stuff from the board. Okay, moving forward. Okay, what is the eligibility for engineering? So again, maybe I'll move to this side. Eligibility for engineering entrance exams is that you should have graduated class 12th, of course. These days for JEE Main, you don't even need to graduate class 12th. So of course, by the time your result comes out and by the time the counseling starts, majorly by the time the counseling starts, you need to have graduated. But these days, since in JEE Main, we have two attempts. So we have one in January, one in April. So by January, no student usually graduates class 12th. So they're giving it while they're in class 12th. But yeah, after you get the scores and after the counseling starts, you should have by that time graduated class 12th or an equivalent stage. Now, what can be the equivalent stages? There are multiple stages, so that can be put up for discussion later for very specific cases. So if you have a child or if you are yourself a child who is at an equivalent stage and just wants to confirm whether you are at that stage or not, you can let us know in the comment section or contact one of our career coaches through our platform and we'll let you know. So yeah, you should have graduated class 12th either that year, 1 year back, or 2 years back. So as an example, if JEE Main is happening in 2024, which it is happening this year, You should have either graduated class 12th in 2024 itself, which is this year, or 2023 or 2022. So basically, you are allowed to attempt JEE Main 6 times in 3 years. They are not allowing you to waste too much time to clear that examination if you're not being able to get through. So there will be no student who's like trying for IIT 5 years in a row. Not possible. And it's a very good thing because they're promoting that if you are not able to clear it, just move forward with your career, choose the next best college that you're getting, or maybe switch your career. Either ways, move forward in life, don't get stuck at one place. Any exam which allows you too many attempts is also opening up a possibility that if you don't clear that exam, it is allowing you to invest in a sunk cost. And that's not good. So the good thing with engineering exams is it's not allowing that only. It's not allowing you to keep investing on a sunk cost. Right. Okay. Now, what are the qualifying subjects you should have? You should have a minimum of 5 qualifying subjects in class 12th, including physics, maths, and chemistry, plus a language which can be English or Hindi or both, and one additional elective like computer science, physical education, geology, biology, whatever. Now, look at this eligibility criteria. Since it spells out physics, maths, and chemistry, we have to help students build their ability and interest in that in case they want to pursue engineering. And if that is not happening, then maybe engineering is not the right career for you. A lot of times when people say that NEP is coming in, NEP would be National Education Policy, then people would say that NEP will change the eligibility criteria of entrance exams. But till now, I have not seen that happening. So while NEP might be getting implemented in many schools, we have to suggest a choice of subjects after class 10th, in class 11th and 12th, based on both NEP, the child's interest, and the eligibility criteria for entrance exams, which in most cases is not touched even by NEP till now as well. So that is the reality, and accordingly, we suggest children the right career path, the right subject choice as per reality, not as per just a policy document, which might be implemented soon. We are more interested in what is implemented than what might be implemented. Coming to this, um, what is the minimum percentage? So I would suggest you to score a minimum percentage of 75. Otherwise, only the private colleges will be open to you. If you score a minimum of 75 percentage in class 12th or more than that, then you're eligible for all the NITs and IITs. Of course, IITs with also clearing JEE Main, but at least for the NITs and triple ITs and all the government funded technical institutes, if you clear class 12th with 75 percentage or more. So at least ensure that much. And if you're interested in these subjects, then you would have cleared either ways, right? Okay. So yeah, I think if you're a reserve candidate, then you can score at least 65% to keep your place in one of these institutes, or you have to be in the top 20 percentile of your particular board. Now, long back, it used to happen that in certain boards, you would not get even a percentage as high as 65 if you were in the top 20 percentile of your board. That means that if you're ahead from 80% of the people who gave that same board examination. But right now, I can guarantee you the fact that there is no such board in the country where you'll have scored 55% in that board in class 12th and you would still be among the top 20 percentile of your board. So while this rule, you know, is a good mathematical elimination of any specific cases, I would suggest you to stick to this number. Score 75% and above, don't take any risks. Don't, be an RCB fan calculating net run rate when your team is not qualifying that who needs to lose from whom. Rather depend on yourself. Right? Okay. Moving forward. Now here is a analysis of the number of candidates versus seats in engineering. Why is that needed? For most of the careers, I might not do the same because here you can see that there's a lot of competition to get into the topmost institutes. A lot of times you will end up thinking that it's a very high earning career, engineering. But the real truth is that for the topmost people, if you only keep talking to them, you'll have a sampling bias. So you'll feel as if, engineering is such a high earning career option. People are earning 40 lakh per annum, 80 lakh per annum, even more than a crore per annum. But you're not looking at anything beyond that number. Is that 1 crore per annum guy Living in another country, what is the expense there? So if in India a normal family can function easily in a 3 to 4 LPA job, or maybe 5 to 6 LPA, for different people it's different. Can the same be done in US? Can the same be done in Canada? Which country has that person got the job in? Number one. Number two, which college is that student from? How many students are from those colleges in India? Are the other people from the other colleges getting equally good jobs? That is another question you might ask. But people don't ask them that. People will just look at an outcome. They'll sample very small. So maybe they'll just talk to IITians or just read news about IITians, and they'll be very influenced that, okay, engineering is a very high earning career. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying that look at the data with a different lens as well. A different lens that I, as an expert career coach, I can claim myself to be that, show you, right? Um, Going forward, India produces more than 15 lakh engineering graduates every year as of 2021, which shows me that India has more engineers than US and China combined. At least somewhere we are winning, isn't it? Of course, at a lot of places other than that, also we are winning. But in engineering, we are definitely winning. Maybe not as many Nobel Prizes, maybe not as many Olympic medals, but at least here we are winning. Now, why are we winning here? Because of our insane dedication towards making all our children engineers. It's a stereotypically desired career option. It is a career option which helps us fulfill our parents' unfulfilled expectations and all of that. But what I would recommend is don't move forward in engineering because of any of that. If you're genuinely interested in engineering, if you generally have the aptitude in engineering, and if you see that through psychometric testing, if you see that through self analysis, through the exploration assignments that our career coaches give you, then only consider and if you want to pursue engineering as a career option. Don't pursue it just because some um, some neighbor is suggesting to you that career option, or some mama's kid is in US and apparently being in the US is a flex now, so you would also want to be in the US. It's not just for that. Engineering is a career option. Engineering is a process to solve a problem that's either unsolved or a problem that's solved, but you can solve it in a better way in any field, whether that is civil, IT. Of course, we'll discuss the branches very soon. So look at it that way. Look at also engineering as a career option, as a source of passing your time. In fact, every career, right? You spend 8 to 9 hours every day in that career. Are you enjoying that 8 to 9 hours, or will you enjoy that 8 to 9 hours? That's also a question to ask yourself. So don't just look at the outcome of a particular package of a particular person and then sample, that and maybe consider engineering as a lucrative career option. Engineering is a very lucrative career option in terms of earning, but only if you have the ability to leverage it to that extent. And you will have the ability if you have the combined initial potential and the interest in that career option. And that can be tested by your interactions with the career coach, psychometric testing, exploration assignments, just listing down your own interests and abilities, all of these things together. So, yeah, a lot of engineering graduates are being produced every year, and it's because of our insane dedication. So, there's a lot of competition as well. Stereotypically desired career options. So people who are not applying a lot of thought on their career choices are also coming into engineering or medical science or UPSC CSE. So there are a few, three, four, five career options that we have chosen as a template. That only out of these is a good career option with a scope. So most of the people who don't apply any mind in the career choice making are either here or in medical science or in any other career option. So not all of these career you know, pursuants in engineering, if I can say that, are passionate about it as a career option. They're just in it because somebody had suggested this to him, or they went along the flow and landed up here. Okay, look at the number of aspirants in every entrance exam. JEE Main 2024 has been registered for by more than 12 lakh students. In 2023, more than 10 lakh students registered for it, and in 2022, 9 lakh students registered for it. Official data, so you can see that still every year the number is growing. And it will keep growing. As the population keeps growing, and in India the young population also keeps growing, this number will keep rising up only. In many of the other career options, there might not be as much competition. So there are only 60,000 total seats in all the IITs, NITs, which are National Institutes of Technology, Indian Institutes of Information Technology, or government funded technical institutes, GFTIs. So if you divide 60,000, I'll do some quick math here in my very cool and amazing handwriting, of course. Okay, out of every 20 kids, only one can possibly be selected in these institutes. So it's like standing first in your class academically, but imagine like thousands of more classes like that, right? Or at least standing second, because in your class, how many students are there? So let's say in your school's class, of course, I'll have to now remove all of this. The more math I do, the more stuff I have to remove. And I find it easier than using a rubber. So um, let us say in a class, there are 50 students. Even if you stand second, that is one out of every 25 students. So this ratio is very similar to the ratio that I just showed you in terms of making it to one of these colleges, making it to one of the IITs, NITs, or GFTIs, which means that you have to either stand first or second in your class and you have to make it a consistent habit. Not that people who don't do that are not eligible for JEE Main, they are, but they have a little chance. So that is how you have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself for a very competitive exam, competitive world. People are preparing really hard. They are working 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and you're competing against these people. So let's be very honest and real with ourselves. This is a competition, and we have to take it chin up. I took this exam, so I also undertook JEE Main. I took West Bengal Joint Entrance Exam. I took BITSAT. Some of these exams I did well in, some of these I did not do well in. So from my experience, also I can say that it does take a toll on your mental health. So also keep talking with our psychologists, keep expressing yourselves, keep talking with your parents as students, and as parents, keep talking with your children during this process. Keep yourself as a child motivated, right? Um, so yeah, this is a coverage of the number of students who will be giving this exam versus the number of students who will eventually get selected in some of those good institutes with good placements, with good exposure, with good teaching. It is a competitive world, so you might have to either go for a coaching or prepare really hard if you're self-studying and do a lot of practice, invest a lot of hours. So if you already are in the complaining mode that, oh, my life has become just like any other office going professional, don't pursue engineering because it will become like that even during the preparation stage. In class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, you'll have to work still 8 to 9 hours, 6 to 7 hours, 3 to 4 hours every day. So there's no escaping from that. If you want to clear this examination, this is exactly how you'll have to work. This is the wake up call that I wanted to give you at this stage. So if this um, repels you from this career option, rather be repelled right now instead of you know wasting your time in it. And if the passion for engineering or if the interest for engineering still ignites your mind and makes you more curious, makes you more excited about it, then you can stay here and keep exploring this career option moving forward. Okay, what is the timeline for engineering entrance examinations in class 12th? So starting from November to December, of course, I have started a timeline for a class 12th student, and I've started it in a way that it only highlights JEE Main and JEE Advanced cycle. And I'll tell you why, because there are so many entrance exams, right? I myself highlighted good 13 entrance exams for you. So many entrance exams are available. If I started to highlight every entrance exam, just this segment would take like 2, 3 hours. So let's say I had the calendar inserted for VIT triple E, SRMJ triple E, BitSat and whatnot. Then there would have been like 15 more lines in it or a lot more text. So I did not want to distract you. So I'll just give you one cycle and you can assume the other cycles through that, or you can just focus on this one cycle and you'll be sorted either ways. Because as I said, all the top 60,000 seats, this in itself is giving you admission to JEE Main, right? So in November to December, you fill the form for JEE Main. early November to early December, usually every year. This timeline might change if there is an unpredictable or unprecedented circumstance like COVID, but mostly this will stay the same. Now, from January to February, you are giving the JEE main session number one exam, um, late January to early February. Then you're starting the registration for JEE main session number two, which is usually the attempt that students give with more knowledge, more preparation. Because of course, we do procrastinate a lot. So maybe our finishing touch isn't as good in January, February as it is in the second session of JEE main, which is usually in April. And here is one thing I would urge you to do is both the attempts should be your best, at least in terms of your input, at least in terms of your preparation. So you should not be going to the January session thinking that I'm not prepared very well. Then what were you doing for class 11th and 12th? You had known that you will be doing engineering, or maybe even 5 months ago you had known. So how does a gap of just 2 months change your full approach towards an exam? That means that you have not been preparing from early on. And if that is the case, again, you'll have to be open to accepting the cons of it. That maybe if your April attempt does not go well, you did not pick the best advantage of two attempts. So to pick the best advantage, you have to be prepared from early on. Start preparing early in 11th or wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this. If you are eligible for engineering, if you're interested in it, if you really want to appear for it, start preparing right now to make sure that your first attempt is as good as the second attempt, at least in terms of preparation. Okay, so now you have filled the form for JEE Main session number two. JEE Main session number one result is out in mid-Feb. So now you know what percentile you have gotten in the first session. Usually that's very low with most students we keep talking to. So then they are preparing even harder for the second session. Now, since you have already registered for the second session, this exam will be happening in early April to mid-April. Then the result will be out in late April. These are all predicted timelines, so slight change might happen a little earlier, a little later, but more or less around this time only. And the JEE Advanced form filling. Now, if you qualify for this, and I'm hoping you do that, I've written it here. So, if you qualify for JEE Advanced form filling, this will happen in late April if you're amongst the top 75,000 ranks in the country. Now, May to August, what will happen? Late May JEE Advanced exam happens. Early to mid June, the JEE Advanced results comes out, and then the JOSA counseling, which is the counseling for all these IITs, NITs, triple ITs, GFTIs, etc. This counseling begins in mid June to mid August, which is when you choose your college and your course. Multiple rounds happen. That's why the period is pretty long, almost a good month. Um, Hopefully, if you have scored a good rank by the second, third, or fourth round, you get allotted a good college in the country. So this is the timeline for engineering entrance exams in class 12 from a very JEE main and a national entrance exam perspective. I've not given the perspective of state entrance exams and privately driven entrance exams, but more or less around the same calendar. Because the counseling has to happen more or less at the same time. So it culminates right at this time, May to August. The counseling happens more or less at the same time so that you have multiple options in front of you based on the exams that you had given. If you have to give one exam, I would suggest JEE main as an exam to you. Moving forward. Okay, what are the different branches of engineering that are available to you? So we have 30 branches, and I'll name all of them. So there is automobile, working with cars, aerospace, working with flight stuff, if I can quote in colloquial language, agricultural engineering, working with agricultural stuff. Okay, I'll break it down further, of course. Artificial intelligence, which is a product of computer science only, either computer science or information technology. And you'll see a lot of sub branches also being listed out here. But yeah, there are specific degrees also available in artificial intelligence. So that's why I put it here. Biochemical, biomedical, biotechnology, chemical, civil, computer science. These are all now coming to the core branches. There's electrical, electronics and communication. There's electronics and instrumentation as well. Environmental, food technology. So environmental can be treated as a sub branch of civil engineering. Similarly, food technology and agriculture can have a lot in common in most of the colleges. Information technology and computer science can have a lot in common. So all of these are more or less interrelated. So if you want to, further narrow down the list of clusters, you can do that. So this can also be reduced to like, let's say 15 or lesser. Then there's industrial engineering, marine engineering. Marine can again be grouped into mechanical also if you want. There's the materials, mechanical, metallurgy, mining, nano, nuclear, paper and pulp. Now we have come down to like more fancy branches, which are not available in every college, but good to know that they exist and good to develop a passion in them if you want to explore something different from most of the crowd. Petroleum, printing, quantum, railway, robotics, and textile. Now, of course, I've created a lot of stuff here, so yeah, this time I'll use a rubber and maybe do a quicker job at removing stuff that I have created. Okay. Yep. Now, what I'll do is each branch I'll describe one by one. Just read out the definition so that I don't want to take up too much of your time in just describing too many branches. If you're interested in a particular branch, you can talk with your career coach about it and can understand more about that branch, the career scope, and that the opportunities, the kind of placement. So I'll not take up too much of your time in describing branches in too much detail. I'll just read out the definition and maybe add a few phrases to it for your better understanding in easier language. So, what is automobile engineering? It deals with the design, development, manufacturing, testing, and maintenance of vehicles which are four-wheeled, such as cars, trucks, motorcycles, and other automobiles. So, motorcycles are not technically, four-wheeled, but since they also qualify as, automobiles, we put them here as well. So, anybody who works with automobiles, basically. Now, what is aerospace engineering? Yeah, the good thing is when I made the presentation, I did not switch it up. So I did not put the image there and the text here. So hence I can stay on one side. Otherwise, I would be keeping jumping from one side to the other. Lame jokes apart, what is aerospace engineering? It involves designing, building, and testing aircraft. Okay, I have not gotten the pen in. So here we go with the pen. Aircraft and spacecraft. Here you'll be developing and working on airplanes, helicopters, satellites, rockets. A lot of people are interested in this, hence they choose aerospace engineering, and even space exploration vehicles. Another thing that a lot of people are interested in joining ISRO, joining NASA, and hence they join aerospace engineering, which is also, or rather, which can also be put forward as a sub branch of mechanical engineering. Moving forward. What is agricultural engineering beyond working with agricultural stuff, as I said earlier? It involves applying engineering principles to solve challenges in agriculture and farming. Okay, not too much of a hint there. But yeah, now I think we are coming to something. You'll be working on developing technologies and equipment to improve crop production, irrigation, agricultural machinery, and sustainable farming practices. So this gives much more of a hint of what agricultural engineering really is. Not a lot of colleges this is available in, but wherever it is available, if you're interested, you can definitely go ahead and pursue the same or explore with our career coach. What is artificial intelligence engineering? It involves creating systems that can mimic human intelligence to solve complex problems. So, what is AI? Basically, it, as you read here, mimics the human brain. So, beyond the point, don't need to program stuff into the computer. It will just read data and understand from it how that particular problem is solved. If you give it enough data points to solve a particular problem, it will figure out the process on its own. So, don't need to program everything into it. That is how it mimics a human brain. And of course, a computer has much more precision, much more accuracy, falls sick a lot lesser, in the metaphorical sense. It also only requires electricity versus humans who require a lot of nurturing, a lot of care otherwise. So, yeah, for businesses, if a machine and a human can do the same job, it will always choose a machine. Hence, having opportunities to replace our jobs with a newer job description. So, either it will contribute to human growth and development, or in some cases, it will also contribute to human unemployment because of inefficiencies in humans. But yeah, for a business, it solves these inefficiencies. So, creating systems that can mimic human intelligence to solve complex problems. As an AI engineer, you would develop algorithms and programs that enable machines to learn from data, recognize patterns in terms of how problems are being solved, and make decisions autonomously without human interference, without programming instruction. Going forward, what is biochemical engineering? It combines principles of biology, chemistry, and engineering to develop processes and products that benefit industries such as pharmaceuticals, food, and energy. Here you will be, sorry for fumbling. Here you'll be working on designing and optimizing methods for the production of medicines, renewable energy sources, and sustainable food products using biological organisms or biochemical reactions. So basically, here you'll be working on developing medicines, developing sources of renewable energy, and working on sustainable food products which don't have the kind of storage problems we face a lot in India these days. So, a lot of good problem statements are given right here to work on. So, you can also explore this as a field. A lot of the times, we only look at fields which are very commonly available, which are very commonly present in all of the engineering colleges, like computer science. A lot of kids would talk to me about computer science, mechanical, civil, but very few students would talk to me about this engineering branch. A very few students would talk to me about mining as a branch. So here I would urge you to also look at these branches, and hence I have included such a long segment on branches so that you can understand each one of them. I would spend time on each one of them and not just name them. That's why I actually included the definition and made sure that I'm reading at least those out to you, if not explaining more about it. So do look at not only commonly available engineering branches, but also engineering branches that are more, I would say, unique. Let me put it that way. Okay, biomedical engineering. Now, what is it? It involves applying engineering principles to solve problems in healthcare and medicine. So here you would be designing and developing medical devices, something that we also gave as an example in one of our earlier segments. Developing equipment and technologies that improve patient care, that improve diagnosis and treatment. So basically contributing to the field of medical science through the principles of engineering. Again, a very interesting field. What is biotechnology engineering? Focuses on using living organisms and biological systems to develop products and processes that benefit the society. So here you can improve agricultural practices, again create new medicines using these microorganisms, uh, develop renewable energy sources. So again, very similar to biochemical in terms of their application, just that the subject of study is different. It's like contributing to space science. You can do that through physics also. You can do that through aerospace engineering, mechanical engineering also, even computer engineering for that matter. But you're contributing to solving the same problem. So here also different approaches, but solving the same kind of problems in biochemical and biotechnology. What is chemical engineering? Involves applying the principles of course, chemistry, physics, and maths. So even physics and maths are involved here. Unlike what would be the popular opinion after looking at the term, um, to produce chemicals, materials, and energy. You'll be working on projects such as developing new materials, designing chemical reactions and or other reactors, not just reactions, and improving manufacturing processes in industries like food, petroleum, and manufacturing. So this is about chemical engineering. Yeah. What is civil engineering? Now, this is one of the most popular branches of engineering in the country, has been a core branch for as long as we can imagine. In fact, a little tidbit about the college that I studied from. So, my college is currently named as Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, but it was established in the field of civil engineering in 1856. So, it's that old as a branch that, back then computers were non existent. So computer engineering was obviously not there. Biotechnology engineering was obviously not there. So a lot of different forms of engineering, while they had their foundations maybe laid in some form of other equipment, this existed from long back. So one of the most core branches in engineering that you will find, it involves designing, constructing, and maintaining infrastructure essential for modern society, such as buildings, bridges, roads, and water supply systems. I don't think I need to focus too much on this because you already know quite a bit about this branch. Coming to computer science engineering, again, one of the most popular branches in the country right now, and especially owing to the growing technology, involves designing, developing, and implementing software and hardware systems to solve complex problems and improve technology. Again, I don't think I need to focus too much on that. Basically, you just create computer programs to solve certain problems. So it can be a software like Zoom, which helps me literally teleport to any other place, uh, in a metaphorical sense, to meet somebody using the internet. Similarly, an operating system, something that is more of a system software. All of these are developed by computer engineers, even the apps and the websites that you use today. Electrical engineering, again, one of the most core branches present, involves designing, developing, and maintaining electrical systems and devices. Basically, the more core the branch, the lesser meaty the definition, because you already know quite a bit about it. So I've made sure that I don't use up too much of your time in explaining about the branches. I really want to make it very quick. Electronics and communication engineering, one of the most core branches again. So these are three, four very core branches: civil, mechanical, electronics and communication, electrical. Then these days, I think computer science and information technology are also very core branches. Then we come to branches like metallurgy, aerospace, mining, biotechnology, etc. So what is ECE, electronics and communication engineering? It involves designing and developing electronic devices and communication systems. So even pieces of hardware used in computing systems. Okay, environmental engineering. It can be also treated as a sub branch of civil engineering. So it focuses on protecting and improving the environment through the application of engineering principles. Here, you'll be working on projects to address issues such as air and water pollution, waste management, and sustainable resource utilization. So I think very evident to the definition itself that you'll be working on problems which can help, if you solve them, to preserve the environment further, to make living more sustainable. So you can see problems like waste management, sustainable resource utilization, some very real problems highlighted here, which of course are terms we keep using a lot, but still we don't have foolproof solutions for it. So a lot to be done in this field, and hence a very exciting field for all of us to explore. Food technology engineering involves applying science and engineering principles to the production, processing, preservation, and packaging of food products. Here you'll be working on developing new food products, improving food safety standards, and optimizing manufacturing processes in the food industry. Pretty self-explanatory, we'll move forward. What is IT engineering? It's very similar, I would say, to computer engineering, majorly involving software, not too much of hardware. So involves designing, implementing, and managing computer systems and networks to support storage, retrieval, and transmission of data. Essentially, it was that, but honestly speaking, how in engineering colleges they would teach it to you is majorly programming. So they won't teach as much hardware as they're indicating through this definition. But again, to each college its own. I think maybe since I studied IT from a certain college and a certain curriculum, maybe I have a certain mind made up about it. But yeah, if you look at different colleges' curriculum, they can shape it the way they want to. It's very much similar to BCom. BCom as a degree today can have any curriculum in the country depending on which college it is from. So similarly, information technology can actually have, this aspect of designing and maintaining and implementing computer systems, to create good networks, to make sure that storage and retrieval of data is good. But at the same time, I think in most colleges in information technology also they end up teaching you programming. Talking about industrial engineering, what it does, it involves optimizing processes and systems to improve efficiency, productivity, and quality in various industries such as manufacturing. Of course, a big industry is manufacturing, healthcare, and logistics. So I think that Toyota example which I gave you of accumulation, how even removing a part of a nail used in constructing and manufacturing cars can save tons of scrap metal because it's being implemented at such a large scale. I think that is a part of industrial engineering. That was a very good example of this particular stream. So even solving the smallest of problems at a scale where it's so huge that it can accumulate to, a lot is very essential. And that is something industrial engineering can help you achieve. Coming to marine engineering, it involves designing, building, and maintaining ships, boats, and offshore structures. As a marine engineer, you'll be working on propulsion systems, navigation equipment, and safety protocols. One interesting fact about this field is very high paying. And if you're on the ship for more than 183 days, I think, yeah, you save on all the tax. So your income is tax free. So yeah, these are two like beyond the definition interesting facts about marine engineering, but only choose a sector if you are confident about your ability in it and if you are happy while pursuing it, or if you see a genuine potential of you being interested in it, right? So talk to a career coach and figure out, never choose a career option only based on the income. Of course, income is a nice incentive. So it has to be a part of the career decision, not the entirety of it. In middle of like heavy subject material, I keep sharing such I would say philosophical stuff just to keep you both engaged and also to make sure that you understand the lens from which to look at this material. You know, it's not just about the theoretical learning that you have, it's also about application of that theory. So I also keep putting in some small nuggets like this to help you understand that how you can use this um, material. Yeah, material, say materials engineering, focuses on understanding the properties and behavior of materials and developing new materials for various applications. You'll be working on designing materials with specific characteristics such as different kinds of strength, different kinds of durability, and conductivity applicable to multiple industries. Again, pretty self explanatory. So I think here also the problems that I listed out look very interesting. But I've never had students coming to me and asking me about materials engineering. I think a big reason why I included a lot of these not easily available fields is because I wanted you to have a look at them and think about them in terms of your exploration. At least think about them. So I'm hoping that if even 50, 100, 200 students are watching this video today and tomorrow maybe more will watch, um, I want all of you to look at these career options with an equal consideration. Then maybe you can choose some shortlist, some, and that shortlist can very well be very popular career options as well. Does not affect as much, but at least your consideration should be very open. So your consideration should not be biased towards only the career options that people are talking about. Maybe people are talking about them because your sample size is very small. Maybe people are talking about them is because they also did not know about these career options, which they would have been a better fit in. So all of these factors come into play, and I think I've already shared a bit about that with you. So keep also exploring these new age career options. And that is a big reason why I've included them. But as well, I've kept some traditional career options like mechanical engineering. Involves designing, analyzing, and manufacturing mechanical systems and devices to solve practical problems. Here, you'll be working on projects ranging from developing machinery and engines to designing renewable energy systems. Self explanatory will move forward. Metallurgy engineering focuses on studying and manipulating the properties of metals and alloys. Again, pretty self explanatory. You'll be working on processes such as extraction, refining, and shaping metals for applications in industries like aerospace, automotive, and construction. So, majorly application and creation or other extraction of metals. What is mining engineering? Involves designing, planning, and managing operations for extracting minerals from the Earth's crust. These days, what I majorly hear in mining engineering is about extraction of coal. So, not too many mining engineers who are my friends I've seen, being placed in terms of mining gold or mining any other type of mineral from the Earth's crust. So honestly speaking, these days, what I hear, it's majorly about coal. I made like two dots, so I thought I'll make two more. But yeah, I think that's one practical insight I have to share with you. But I'm pretty sure there are, jobs which exist in these fields as well, just maybe a little lesser than what exists in the field of coal mining. Again, coal mining is also a pretty high-paying field. So just a small tidbit of information there for you as well. Nano engineering, one of the new age career options here, involves manipulating materials and devices at the nanoscale, which is 1 billionth of a meter. Imagine how small that is, right? To create innovative technologies with unique properties and with unique applications. Here, you'll be working on projects such as developing nanomaterials for medical devices, electronics, and energy storage. So it has application in multiple industries. Okay, what is nuclear engineering? Involves the study and application of nuclear reactions for energy production, medical imaging, and other purposes. Here you'll be working on projects such as designing nuclear power plants, developing radiation therapies for cancer treatment, so it can also help in cancer treatment as you can see, and ensuring safety and security of nuclear facilities, offering opportunities to contribute to the advancement of clean energy and healthcare technology. So can have major contributions to some really important industries, as you can see. It's not just about boom, right? It's about also a lot of healthcare technology, a lot of clean energy, and of course, a side effect is that, which is what mostly people have now associated nuclear with, nuclear bomb. Somebody, in fact, also asked Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam this question that why did you, contribute to nuclear technology knowing the fact that it can be harmful? So he said one really important line, and I quote, he said, and he made people repeat, that's why I also remember, strength respects strength. Okay. Um, Paper and pulp engineering. What is it? Involves the manufacturing of paper and related products from wood, recycled paper, and other raw materials. Here you'll be working on processes such as pulping, bleaching, and paper making to produce various types of paper and packaging materials. So I have an interesting tidbit to share about this as well. When my elder brother, cracked the IIT JEE exam, he got a decent rank. He was getting this branch in one of the engineering colleges. I won't name the college. It was an IIT, of course, that much I can say. And back at home, we were just laughing at the fact that this branch even exists. Like today, of course, Samir Raina has this very nice stand-up video about printing engineering. And I know I'm making the stuff boring that he must have really made interesting. But apart from jokes, I think these are also really good branches, which when we talk about, for the sake of fun, we make a little bit of fun of these branches just because, they're not in the mainstream. So if I make a joke about paper and pulp engineering, there are not too many paper and pulp engineering students who will get offended. But if I make today a joke about, let's say, mechanical engineering students, there will be an army of people after my life. So point is, it's always easy to joke about career options and about things which, have a community of very small people. But beyond that, if you look at it, in all seriousness, this is also a very good branch of engineering. So um, is materials engineering, so is biotechnology engineering, and all the new age engineering careers that I talked about, nano engineering, right? So again, I keep repeating, look at these career options with that lens and not just a joking angle, which of course we can look at it like that, but let's not only have that lens. Moving forward, petroleum engineering involves the exploration, extraction, and production of course, oil and natural gas from underground reservoirs. Here you'll be working on projects such as drilling wells, designing production facilities, and optimizing extraction methods, contributing to the energy industry and global resource management. So I think you must have read a lot about it, as a school student. And it's something that I would say requires a lot of attention because it's depleting as a resource. So how do you manage and not only the distribution of it, but also the extraction of it is something very key. Printing engineering, of course, Amir Raina's branch has come up. Um, Apart from jokes, involves the design, production, and operation of printing processes and equipment used in the reproduction of text and images on various surfaces. Here you'll be working on projects such as developing printing technologies, optimizing print quality, and ensuring efficient printing operations, contributing to the publishing, packaging, and advertising industries. Majorly on paper, but there are other surfaces also which you can work on through this. Quantum engineering involves harnessing the principles of quantum mechanics to develop and advanced technologies with unprecedented capabilities. So, yeah, that's also there. Here, you'll be working on projects such as quantum computing, quantum communication, and quantum sensing, offering opportunities to revolutionize fields such as cryptography, material science, and artificial intelligence. So, contributes to very new age fields, right? And again, something to contribute here from my end is that I actually did a project in quantum computing, which I understood nothing about. But yeah, looking at the applications that it had back in the day, if I had any interest in engineering, I would say these are very good opportunities for engineering students to explore and engage in such activities. So yeah, very upcoming branch. I have also covered it in many videos, shorts, etc. So would definitely recommend you to explore this as well. It might not be as popular right now, but might become very soon and will contribute a lot to the new age industries like cryptography, which did not even exist like 10 years back. Railway engineering involves designing, constructing, and maintaining railway infrastructure such as tracks, bridges, and stations, of course. Here you'll be working on projects to improve transportation, efficiency, safety, and sustainability, contributing to the development of modern railway systems, crucial for connectivity and economic growth. Robotics engineering, which is a branch you can say of computer engineering only, but is also offered separately in different colleges, will involve the designing, building, and programming of robots to perform tasks autonomously or with human assistance. Um, if you can derive a metaphor, I would say that if you have watched the film like Robot by Rajnikant or Ravan, you can actually use that as good metaphors for robotic engineering. But at the same time, I don't think it's as exaggerated or as easy to develop something so close to a human. So it might be very far off from humans initially. And over time, I think as technology really progresses, we'll be able to make something like that. Textile engineering involves the designing, manufacturing, and processing of fibers, yarns, fabrics, and textiles. Here you'll be working on projects such as developing new fabrics, improving manufacturing processes, and creating functional textiles. Self-explanatory, so we'll move forward. And now that we are here talking about institutes, since I've been taking this live since the last 1 hour, I will allow you to absorb all that knowledge in. Maybe we can treat this as a part one. And in the next part, I'll be talking about the leftover topics like the return on investment from different institutes, the fees, the placements, different kinds of institutes under engineering. Um, how do you prepare for such an engineering entrance exam? What is the career progression in engineering? And all of that. I hope in today's video you enjoyed and learned something about engineering. I hope that this video was insightful for you as a parent, as a student, or both if you're watching together. If you're a parent, show this to your child if he or she is interested in engineering or would want to explore it as a career. If you are a student, then show this to your parents so that their understanding about engineering also increases and they can make some good suggestions to you after researching on the data that we presented. This is Aditya Bose, your career coach from Top Rankers Udan, signing off.